Hey guys, welcome over to, I don't even know what to call this. So welcome over to the YouTube channel. For those of you guys who know me, welcome. And for those of you guys who don't know me, it's the first time you're seeing me. My name is Sean. So I just want to give you guys a little bit of background of what this video is and how it came to be. Me and my wife started to try to do Bible study every other Wednesday. And on one of the Wednesdays that I was actually presenting Bible study, this is a message that came to me. I am not a preacher or a pastor. I don't run my own church. I've never really preached or given a word that was gave to me through God to anyone else. So this is really my first time ever doing something like this, but I wanted to share it with my mother-in-law. So I figured, why not put the message on a YouTube channel where not only one person can see it, but maybe several people can see it and it can mean something to them. So again, I just need you guys to pray for me, pray that I can get through this, pray that the message is clear, pray that you guys get from it what me and my wife did. So I want to just thank everyone for coming by, thank everyone for coming through. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get into the word that God placed on my heart and the one that I shared with my wife. But today's message is going to come from Matthew 6, and we're going to read verses 1 through verses 6. I'm reading out of the NIV version. And once you guys have it, you can pull it up. You can pause the video. I'm going to go ahead and start reading now. Matthew 6, verses 1 through 6. Be careful not to practice your righteousness in front of others to be seen by them. If you do, you will have no reward from your Father in heaven. So when you give to the needy, do not announce it with trumpets as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and on the streets to be honored by others. Truly, I tell you, they have received their reward in full. But when you give to the needy, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your giving may be in secret. Then your Father who sees what is done in the streets will reward you, or what is done in the secret will reward you. And when you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and on the street corners to be seen by others. Truly, I tell you, they have received their reward in full. But when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is unseen. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. And that is the message. And those are the verses for today's message entitled Anticipating the Flex. So this is actually a message that has come to me over a series of months, I would say. When I first woke up one day, I'll be honest with you guys, I was hopping on Instagram, right? I'm on Instagram, I'm flipping through. You know what we like to do. We like to kind of show off on Instagram, show everybody kind of how all the happy moments are, right? So you know that Instagram is kind of a poor man's reflection of all the great things that are supposedly happening in somebody's life. And at one moment of time, I'm going through this span where I'm seeing a bunch of people in workout clothes. Where summertime, sun's out, guns out. I get it. Everybody is trying to show off those winter gains that they've been working so hard for. So me being the guy that I am, I've been kind of out of shape. I'm sore. I've been hurt. My back is all over the place right now. My knees hurt. I don't feel like the young 26-year-old Sean I was a long time ago. I'm on the gram looking at these people like, man, you really shouldn't work out just to flex. And that is when God actually started putting this message on my heart. I had this quote, and the quote was, "Don't work out just to flex." And selfishly, that message came from me being jealous of other people's gains because I had none at the particular time. I was getting kind of fluffy. But the general statement to me meant so much because it's just like, are you only working out to post your pictures on Instagram so other people can validate how hard you've been working? Like, why are you working out? Why did you start working out if it was just to flex on Instagram? So as I get out of this jealous state and I'm trying to transition over into the second part of what God is putting on my heart, it changed into something very, I would say, something very tangible that is outside of the realm of just like working out, right? It turned into, don't hope things work out just to flex. And so this message to me at this point transitioned into something that you can apply to your everyday life. It was, don't hope that your marriage works out just so you can flex on people. Don't hope that this job situation hopes out just so you can flex on people. Don't hope that you graduate on time. Don't hope that you get the nice car. Don't hope that this miracle happens in your life just so you can flex on people. See, the way that God blesses us, he doesn't bless us just so you can get the glory or just so you can get the things that you ask for. Ultimately, everything that God does in our life is so he can get the glory. So the things that he does is ultimately supposed to be a reflection on his works for us, his mercy and his grace, so we can lead other people back to him. So if you are working out or hoping your situation works out or going into a situation hoping that it's just a better reflection on all the things that you've done, Mathews is telling us that that's not the way that we're supposed to live our life. So we go from don't work out just to flex to don't hope things work out just to flex to just the bare bones anticipating the flex, which is today's message, right? So what does anticipating the flex actually mean? So to me, anticipating the flex can be anything. It can be, you're working out just because you want to flex and you want to look strong. It could be your situation, but ultimately it's anything in life that we do and we eventually focus so much on the end goal so other people can validate the hard work that we've put in or the hard work and the trials and tribulations that we've gone through. See, we're never supposed to be so focused on the end goal for other people to validate us. And I start to think, man, this actually is a lot like working out. So I see where God took me. God took me from, the jealousy of seeing other people's gains in the gym to the jealousy of seeing other people be rewarded and I'm not being rewarded to literally, why are you starting the process in the first place? Is it just to flex? So I started to think to myself, okay, this Christianity thing and this walk with God is a lot like the gym. And I told you guys, I'm getting back into the gym myself. I've been working from home for a long time. I've been sitting down in this chair right here with this microphone in front of me, doing all types of things at work and content creation and YouTube and all this stuff. And I used to be extremely active. Played football in college. I played football, flag football outside of college. I used to work out a lot. I was in way better shape. Now I'm sitting down for 10 hours, 12 hours, sometimes even more a day. My body is starting to deteriorate. So at one point in time, and literally just a couple months ago, my body and my back was just sore. And it wasn't from any physical activity. It wasn't because I was trying to make it better. It wasn't because I was doing anything to make it sore or to make it better. It was literally just because I was sitting down. I would try to go play football and I'd get tired after 3 snaps. I would try to do athletic things and I would hurt myself for months and for weeks. I would literally just sit down and strain my back over a period of time. My body was slowly backsliding and just going the wrong way. So I decided, you know what? I was like, bro, you got to go work out again. You got to eat right. You got to drink more water. You got to go work out because your back, your groin, your knees, they hurt when you try to do anything outside of stand up and go to sleep. Now, my friends couldn't see this stuff. Of course, you can't see somebody's back hurt unless they're bending over, holding their back. I'm not there yet, but I am there to the point to where I get up from my desk and I can tell my back hurts. I'm icing it. I'm heating it. So a lot of things that were going on with me were things that others couldn't see. I got back into the gym to fix those problems. I knew that in order to get my back right, I had to get my core stronger. In order to get my knees right, I had to squat more. I had to do lunges. I got to get the muscles in my body working with the ligaments and all the joints and everything. See, the purpose of me going back to the gym was for self-improvement. I was going back so I could feel better, so I could get stronger, so I can fix all the problems that were happening in my life because I wasn't actively trying to change them at one point, and not trying to change them ultimately turned me into a backslider or, lazy bum is what I basically was becoming. I didn't go to the gym to improve things that people could see. I didn't go to try to get more handsome. I didn't go to get bigger arms. I didn't go to get washboard abs. I went to fix the things that people couldn't see were wrong with me. I didn't go to the gym expecting other people to see me and be like, hey man, that guy's pretty strong. That's not why I was there. I wasn't dropping weights. I wasn't grunting. I wasn't going in, flaunting all my muscles. I was going to solely fix the issues that I felt like were wrong with me. And I challenge you to take that and apply it to our walk with Christianity. See, a lot of times we start to backslide and we come back to Christ in a broken, out of shape, very physically unattractive state sometimes where we are not strong enough. We've been living so long by ourselves that we aren't strong enough to continue. And we know that we need something to help us out. And we've tried to do everything we could. We tried to get that good job and we got it. It still didn't work. We tried to get that new car and we got it and it still didn't work. We tried to get that new boyfriend or girlfriend or wife or husband and we got it and it still didn't work. We tried so many different things to fix this weakness that we had in our life and it didn't work. And it's not until you get back to Christ where you start to feel your strength build back up. See, that was me with the gym. It wasn't until I actually went to the place that I needed to be to the point where I started feeling better, because I was trying to replace it with everything else. I was trying to replace it with, oh, I just need to go play more football. Oh, I just need to go walk more. Oh, I need to get a bike, or I need to do all this stuff. Instead of just doing what I knew I needed to do, I was trying to replace it with things that were not working. Everything that was not working. So just like the gym, I feel like Christianity has the same almost exact timeline. It's insane when I actually started to break this down in the walk, because when I rededicated myself back to Christ, I remember I walked up to the guy. I had on my suit. I was looking good. I had been coming to church a few times. Shout out to New Creation Christian Fellowship down in San Antonio. And I walked up to the guy, head held strong, head held high, and I felt strong, and I shook his hand. And instead of shaking my hand, he just hugged me. He just put his arms around me and he hugged me and he told me everything was going to be all right. I immediately started just crying. And he never let me go. He just held me for the entire cry. And I feel bad because I know I had snot and tears all on his shoulder, but he told me, he hugged me and he said everything was going to be all right. And I'm looking at myself like, how does he know that I need to hear this? And it wasn't him. It was God telling me that this is where it's supposed to be. I'm telling you, everything is going to be all right through this man. And I'm sitting here wondering like, well, I look like everything is already all right. Why would he tell me everything is going to be all right when in my head, everything is already all right? I've already done everything I said I was going to do. I accomplished everything. I got the job. I got the car. I got the house. I'm a proud, successful black man, but I'm broken and God knew it. And I walked up there and he told me at that point in time, everything's going to be all right. It's a lot like the gym. See, because when you get back in the gym, you start feeling like that. You start feeling like everything is going to be all right. My back stopped hurting. I'm lifting weights. I'm getting back into the shape. I'm starting to see the transition and the betterment of my life. And it's just like Christianity, because as soon as you get back into the church, what do you do every day? You go to Bible study. You're there every Sunday. You volunteering. You talking to the pastor's wife. You in the parking lot ministry. You want the ushers at the door. You doing everything you can do to just get closer to God. And you're doing the same thing in the gym. You're going to the gym way more than you've ever gone before. You're counting your macros. You're counting your calories. You're making sure your meals is right. You got enough protein. You got enough carbohydrates. In the church, you do the same exact thing. You're trying to make sure that you are so opposite of what you were when you were weak. You don't ever want to be there no more, because you remember what it feels like. And now you're starting to feel what it feels like when God is placed in the position to be strong in your weakness. And you are starting to feel that grace and mercy in your life, in the church. And it's the same thing in the gym. You start to feel a lot better than you felt when you were not doing anything. They say within about 2 weeks of going to the gym, you start to stand up straighter. You start to have better, just metabolism. Your metabolism goes a lot higher. You start to feel physically better. You're getting some of your strength back. You start to become more limber. You have more energy. You start to becoming a better person. You start to just feel better. And I challenge you to think about that as church. When you start going back to church, the first 2 weeks feel amazing. You getting through all of the sermons. You there for the 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, the 1 o'clock. If y'all got a 1 o'clock, you hanging out with everybody into the church club. They got to tell you to go home because you don't want to be away from God, because you know how good it feels to be there, because you also know how bad, you're so close to how bad it was when you were gone. It's the same thing like the gym. But see, it's something about after those 2 weeks where everyone starts to change, right? And maybe it's not 2 weeks. Maybe it's a month for some people. Maybe it's 2 months. But the period is inevitable. After about 2 weeks, you start feeling yourself. After about a month, you start really, really feeling yourself, because you're like, bro, I've been in the gym. You start checking yourself out. You posting pictures now. You're You feeling good. You want to tell all your friends, yeah, you know, girl, I've been working out. You start saying that because you're committed to the process now, right? You can tell people you work out because you actually work out. I can tell people I'm a Christian because I've rededicated myself. I'm in the church. I'm there every Sunday. I'm going to Bible study. I'm doing all this stuff. It's a period where you start to feel like you are the process, like you're in that process now. You're comfortable being who you're becoming. But there's something else wrong with that phase 2 it's very eerie to like working out, right? So here we go. You start working out 2 weeks after that. You wake up, you got more energy. Your shirt's starting to feel a little looser or a little tighter depending on what workout journey you're on. And you walk by that mirror. And you look at the mirror and you're like, I don't look how I feel. And you just shake it off, right? Or you step on that scale and you start saying, hey, bro, I was 205 when I started this journey. I'm still 205, but I'm not eating pizzas no more. I'm eating brown rice, broccoli, and spinach and all this stuff. I'm juicing, I'm detoxing. I'm still 205. Nah, that can't be 205 no more. It's a wrong scale. Let me go get another scale. And you start looking in the mirror for approval of the process. See, if we go back to the verse, it says, be careful not to practice your righteousness in front of others to be seen by them. And I challenge you to say that it's not just other people, it's also us. We can also be the people who we practice our righteousness in front of. That can be very dangerous. You standing in the mirror, trying to validate what you already feel through your eyes can be detrimental to the process. You already know you feel good. Your back don't hurt no more. You already know that you're faster on that mile because you've been seeing that mile drop every time you run it, but you don't look different. You're trying to validate what you're doing through your eyes. It's not meant for you to do that. See, I got back in the gym because my back hurt. My back don't hurt no more. But when I walk by the mirror, I'm like, bro, you're supposed to look better than this. You're supposed to look like a Greek god at this point. You've been in the gym. It's been 27 days, brother. Why are you not looking like the bodybuilders? But see, that's not why I got back in this thing. And Christianity is the same exact way. When you get back into that church and you're doing all that stuff, you start to look at other people's blessings. You start to look at how God is working in other people's lives. And you start saying, well, why God ain't do this for me? Why I ain't got that promotion at work? Why my blessings not flowing down? Why all this stuff not happening for me? See, that's the mirror. That's the scale. You looking at other people's blessings. You looking at your life, even though you feel better and you know you're a better person. And God is feeding your spirit to a point in which you are overflowing. When you get to that point, you start looking for the next step, and that next step will ultimately lead you to looking at other people. And you start to question the process. And I tell you that if you question the process right now, you'll give up. You'll never get to the other side of it. And I think that's where the gym and Christianity both challenge us as people. We go back to the message. It says anticipating the flex. Are you in this thing to flex on people? Are you in Christianity just so other people can see how God is working in your life? Or do you actually believe that you need God to survive? See, you're not supposed to go to church, do all this stuff, be in all these ministries just so you can get blessings, just so other people can see how God is moving in your life. People may never see how God is moving in your life ever. That may not be what he has for you. People may never actually see you drop your mile from 25 minutes down to a 5-minute mile. They may never see that. But you know that mile is at 5 minutes when it used to be at 25. You know what God is doing for you behind closed doors. It's not meant for other people. See, I don't know how we believe that our strength can measure up to the strength of God's. See, I don't think that you realize that when you start working out, people know you working out without you working out or without you telling them. I know a guy is strong or a female is strong when I just see them in the mall. See, and that's the ultimate flex. So you have to let God flex for you. And that's where ultimately we're going with this. You got to let God flex for you. Anytime where you feel like you're in control of the flex, that ain't a flex. There's nothing stronger than God, especially in your weakness. You got to get to the point in life where you've been in the gym for 2 years. And when you just put on a shirt, people look at you and be like, man, that dude work out. You got to get to the point where God moves so much in your life that you can't even keep track of the flexes. You can't even flex. God flex it for you. So you can't get into this situation anticipating the flex because your anticipation will ultimately run out. and it will turn into impatience. And you'll be like, this ain't working for me. You know, God's miracles ain't raining down for me. I'm not as strong as I want to be. I'm not as strong as he is over there or she is over there. They over there benching 315 pounds. I can't even get off of 185. But heck, you was at 100 a couple months ago. And now you're at 185 and you complaining that you're not at 315. See, you got to get to the point where you're just happy to be on the journey. And that point is where we become solely dependent on God's grace and mercy that he flexes for us without us even having to say anything. See, you don't got to know that God gave me a great wife to know I got a great wife. You can just hear me and see how I talk about her when I'm in her or when we're in the room. See, that's the flex. See, the radiance is going to come off. The blessings are going to come off to other people are going to see it. You don't got to flex for God. God is ultimately going to flex for himself and he's going to get the glory. You're not going to get the glory because you ain't doing anything. That's where you want to be in life. That's where this message is going. Never anticipate the flex. God has your back. God is going to make you strong. Keep up with the journey. It's just like the gym. Every step counts. Every workout, every exercise, every trial and tribulation, everything that's going to make you soar, everything that's going to test your strength. Ultimately, that's going to be used for the glory of God. Don't worry about the flex. Don't worry about Instagram. Don't worry about other people's appraisal. Don't do it for other people's to bless you. Ultimately, your blessings are going to come from the heavens and God is going to give you your approval. You're not out here trying to approve. You're not out here trying to get approval from men. And ultimately, guys, that is the message for anticipating the flex from Mathews 6 verses 1 through 6. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Again, this is my first time. So if you guys do enjoy it, that makes me happy. If not, just still tell me that you enjoyed it. That's been the word for the day. God bless you guys. Take care.